And welcome back. We're here with John Fausett from the National Weather Service, and we have something to talk about that I know I've been getting a lot of questions about. I know you've probably been getting a lot of questions about. Projections were that we were going to see maybe possibly a wetter and colder winter than is typical because of the El Nino. We've seen one of the strongest El Ninos on record.
Right.
But let's talk about our January and February, those 2 months, some of the statistics from them, starting with our first graphic here. January, we had 3 70-degree days, obviously not typical. Snow total trace amounts. Total precip was just slightly above average at nearly a half an inch, and that came in only 3 days of precipitation. That was January. You know, not the most impressive of months, right?
So let's get this straight. Are you blaming me?
I'm blaming you, John. I need to find someone to blame.
Okay, well, yeah, one of the strong, but think back to a previous, the strongest El Nino on record previously. Hardly any snow for El Paso, only average precipitation for the winter. And then we were talking about that, remember, going into this season, that not every El Nino is the same, and yet the odds favored wetter than normal this winter.
That is right.
You know, I've heard several explanations. A couple of them indicate the jet stream has been further north in the western United States. So it's not just us complaining. It's Arizona. It's Southern California.
A lot of areas complaining about this. Now we're looking at the February statistics, and you see that we had 6 80-degree days, 11 70-degree days, trace amounts of snow only. Some areas on the 1st of February did get a little higher values, but our total precip, I mean, dismal, almost a half an inch below average. Just really wasn't maybe what some people were hoping for. But I like that you mentioned that we warned that just because you have a strong El Nino does not mean that it's a guarantee of colder, wetter weather. It's a potential.
Right.
And there are some explanations. So we have this map up, and I'm going to kind of let you take it from here of maybe what happened exactly.
Well, one explanation is the above normal sea surface temperatures in the tropical Pacific, which defines the El Nino, is broader than normal, which pushed the jet stream further to the north. And, you know, it wasn't until you get east of Texas that the jet stream got into its normal position, and of course Florida got tortured all winter long. And if you go by that explanation, as the El Nino weakens, then that area contracts and we get the jet stream over us, and maybe March and April will be above normal precipitation. We'll see. This week may be a slight indication of that. We'll see. And then the other two explanations, you know, we could throw at you, but the bottom line is, this second strongest El Nino on record according to some measures, and what do we have to say for it? Well, we can always go back to December, can't we? We can
go back to December, and I think that's what we've been kind of relying on. Do you remember all the snow that happened right after Christmas?
Right, and we can go back to October, fourth wettest October on record. But you know what? Those were 2 extreme cases, but does that make up for the rest of the winter? People that talk to me, they're still saying, that's not good enough.
Well, John, I appreciate helping out with the explanation, and we're going to keep our fingers crossed for March. We'll be right back after the break.